Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 7 o'clock main news. In tonight's headlines, His Royal Highness Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, and his accompanying delegations conclude a two-day official visit to the country. The National Assembly mourns the death of the member of the Foundation Council, Abbas Habib Lemnawar, as it holds its regular session. Kuwait and Sudan sign a number of cooperation agreements and memoranda of understanding at the end of the ministerial Kuwaiti-Sudanese Joint Committee. And the White House asked the US Congress for new authority to use force against the so-called Islamic State militants in Iraq and Syria. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah today sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the Prime Minister of the Republic of Greece, Alexis Tsipras, on the occasion of being inaugurated as the Premier of his country. In his cable, His Highness the Emir wished the Greek leader the best of luck and long-lasting health and wellness, as well as further development of relations between Kuwait and Greece. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah also sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency the Prime Minister of the Republic of Greece, Alexis Tsipras, on the occasion of being inaugurated as the Premier of his country. His Highness Sheikh Jaber Al Mbarak Al Hamad Al Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable of congratulations. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah received this morning at Bayan Palace His Highness Sheikh Nasser Al Mohammed Al Ahmed Al Sabah. His Highness the Crown Prince also received the First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah received this morning at Bayan Palace the First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, accompanied by the Foreign Minister of the Republic of Sudan, Ali Ahmed Karti, and his accompanying delegation on the occasion of his official visit to the country. The meeting was attended by the Under Secretary of His Highness the Crown Prince's Diwan for Protocol, Sheikh Mbarak Al Sabah Hissam Al Mahmoud Al Sabah. His Royal Highness Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, and his accompanying delegation left the country today, concluding a two-day official visit. His Royal Highness was seen off at the airport by His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al Ghanem, His Highness Sheikh Jaber Al Mbarak Al Hamad Al Sabah, the Prime Minister, the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, the Deputy Premier and Minister of Interior Sheikh Mohammed Al Khalid Al Hamad Al Sabah, the Deputy Premier and Minister of Defence Sheikh Khalid Al Jarrah Al Sabah, the Deputy Premier and Minister of Commerce and Industry Dr. Abdul Muhsin Mid'ij Al Mid'ij, the advisor at His Highness the Premier's Diwan and head of the accompanying mission of honour Sheikh Dr. Salim Jaber Al Ahmad Al Sabah, the Under Secretary of the Foreign Ministry Khalid Sulaiman Al Jarallah, the head of His Highness the Crown Prince's Diwan Sheikh Mbarak Al Faisal Saud Al Sabah, the Under Secretary of His Highness the Crown Prince's Diwan for Protocol Sheikh Mbarak Al Sabah Hissam Mahmoud Al Sabah, the Acting Dean of the Diplomatic Corps and Somali Ambassador in Kuwait Abdul Qadir Amin Sheikh Abu Bakr, senior Army, Police and National Guard officers, senior state officials, as well as the ambassadors of the two countries. The National Assembly held its regular session today, headed by His Excellency the Speaker of the Parliament, Marzouk Ali Al-Ghanem. The Assembly discussed various issues of concern, among them reviewing further the establishment of the Family Court on tomorrow's agenda and reviewing 5 reports on the Parliamentary External Affairs. The session also mourned the death of former Member of Parliament Abbas Habib Al-Mnawar, who passed away in Germany at the age of 85. More in the following report by Salim Al-Kindari.
The National Assembly at its regular session today mourned the death of former Parliament member Abbas Habib Al-Mnawar, who passed away in Germany after a long treatment journey at the age of 85. National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Al-Ghanem said in a speech that Kuwait has lost one of the pioneers of the Constitutional Foundation and one of those who participated in setting the Kuwaiti Constitution and witnessed the transition from the conventional rule to constitutional rule with exceptional elites led by late Emir Sheikh Abdullah Salim Sabah. Over more than half a century, Al-Mnawar was a real and honest representative of the people with all what serves the interests of Kuwait. Meanwhile, the session today agreed to overlook various issues during tomorrow's session in regard to the establishment of the Family Court. Reports on the Parliament External Affairs will also be reviewed among the GCC trademarks and the international investments trades. Also, formation of the Municipality Council had been postponed. From the National Assembly, this is Salim Kendiri reporting for the English News.
National Assembly Speaker Marzouk Ali Al-Ghanem met today with the Foreign Minister of the Republic of Sudan, Ali Ahmed Karti, on the occasion of his official visit to the country. During the meeting, the two sides discussed bilateral relations between the two countries and ways to boost them for the benefit of the Kuwaiti-Sudanese joint interests. The officials also shed light on the latest regional and international developments, as well as a number of issues of mutual interest. His Highness Sheikh Jaber Al-Mbarak Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, received today in the presence of the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khad Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, the Foreign Minister of the Republic of Sudan, Ali Ahmed Karti, and his accompanying delegation on the occasion of his official visit to the country. The meeting was attended by the Director of the Arab World Department at the Foreign Ministry, Ambassador Abdul Hamid Ali Mohammed Al-Felachawi, the Assistant Undersecretary for Local Affairs in His Highness the Premier's Diwan, Sheikh Khalid Mohammed Al-Khalid Al-Sabah, and the Ambassador of the State of Kuwait to Sudan, Talal Mansour Al-Hajri. The First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khad Al-Hamad Al-Sabah discussed today with the Sudanese Foreign Minister Ali Ahmed Karti means of boosting bilateral ties between the two countries and their cooperation with regards to international and regional issues. The meeting took place ahead of the second session of the joint Kuwaiti-Sudanese Committee meeting, which is due to start today. The meeting was attended by the Foreign Undersecretary Khalid Suleiman Jarallah, the Director of the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister's Office, Ambassador Sheikh Ahmed Nasser Mohammed Al-Sabah, the Director of the Arab World Department, Ambassador Abdul Hamid Al-Felachawi, the Director of the Undersecretary's Office, Ayham Al-Umar, the Deputy Manager of the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister's Office, Salih Al-Loghani, Kuwait's Ambassador to Sudan, Talal Al-Hajri, and a number of Foreign Ministry officials. The Sudanese Foreign Minister arrived in Kuwait to preside over his country's delegation to the joint committee meeting. The Kuwaiti-Sudanese Joint Ministerial Committee opened its meetings in Kuwait today, in which the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khad Al-Hamad Al-Sabah presided over Kuwait's delegation, while the Sudanese Foreign Minister Ali Ahmed Karti headed his country's delegation. In his opening speech, the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister welcomed the Sudanese delegation and expressed hope that the committee meeting would be successful and contribute to the expansion of mutual cooperation between the State of Kuwait and the Republic of Sudan. Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid said the current meetings of the Ministerial Joint Committee fulfills the directives of His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah and His Excellency President Omar Al-Bashir to continue joint efforts for boosting Kuwaiti-Sudanese relations and expanding their cooperation in all domains. The First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister said the investment of the Public Authority of Investment as a governmental sector in Sudan totaled $9 billion and covered vital and development areas. He also expressed hope that the private sector would follow the authority's example and expand its investments in Sudan so as to develop the partnership between the two countries. He pointed out that the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development has financed 26 projects at a total of $900 million, which covered electricity, infrastructure and railway projects. The First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister said Kuwait, as a member of the International Coalition Against Terrorism, is providing all possible means to combat those dark forces and drain out their financial resources. The committee meeting was attended by the Foreign Under-Secretary Khalid Al-Jarallah, the Director General of Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development Abdul Wahab Al-Badr, Member of Kuwait Chamber of Commerce and Industry Hussein Al-Khrafi, the Director of the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister's Office Ambassador Dr. Ahmed Nasser Mohammed Al-Sabah, the Director of the Arab World Department Abdul Hamid Al-Faylachawi, the Director of the Under-Secretary's Office Ayham Al-Umar, the Deputy Manager of the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister's Office Saleh Al-Loghani, the Assistant Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry for International Organizations Sheikh Nimr Fahad Al-Sabah, Kuwait's Ambassador to Sudan Talal Al-Hajri and a number of Foreign Ministry officials. Kuwait and Sudan signed a number of cooperation agreements and memoranda of understanding at the end of the second session of the Ministerial Kuwaiti-Sudanese Joint Committee. The agreements cover cultural, scientific, technological cooperation as well as the industrial and educational fields. They also covered cooperation between the two countries in the fields of fisheries and husbandry. On the other hand, a loan agreement was signed between the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development and the Government of Sudan to finance the power generation projects in eastern Sudan. The agreement was added to the joint communique issued by the Ministerial Committee. The First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah headed Kuwait's side, and the Sudanese Foreign Minister Ali Karti headed his country's delegation. The First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah received today the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Thailand to the State of Kuwait, Surasak Shwasukchip, on the occasion of ending his term in office. The meeting was attended by the head of the First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister's Office, Ambassador Sheikh Dr. Ahmed Nasser Mohammed Al-Sabah, and several senior officials at the Foreign Ministry. The Palestinian Water Authority and the UNDP's Programme of Assistance to the Palestinian People laid the foundation today for the wastewater treatment plant in the Gaza Strip. The project is funded by the Government of Japan and the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development. More with Majd Al-Wahidi from Gaza.
Few meters away from the Israeli border with Gaza, several representatives of local and international organizations, along with residents, gathered to lay the foundation of the first wastewater treatment plant in Khan Yunis city. The implementation of the plant will be through United Nations Development Programme's assistance to the Palestinian people. This project comes with funds donated by the Government of Japan and the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development through the Islamic Development Bank.
I would like to give our thanks to the brother in Kuwait, the Kuwaiti people, the Kuwaiti government, who are always there for Palestine, and for the Islamic Bank of Development, who is doing a lot in all sectors to make our life a better life and to make us able to live in dignity.
The Khan Yunis wastewater treatment plan aims at protecting public health, water resources, and environment of the residents, while developing public and social infrastructure in the Gaza Strip.
This is first-class importance project in terms of the strategy in the water sector, because Khan Yunis area has been suffering from the absence of wastewater treatment since the Israeli occupation, and we have faced a lot of problems to arrange this project since the establishment of the Palestinian Authority. Today, thanks God, the funds are there and the donors are there, and we will start constructing this.
Without the support of the State of Kuwait, this project wouldn't see daylight, as Gaza has been struggling since many years due to the Israeli blockade and constant wars.
Here, water supply is a critical issue. People are suffering from the scarcity and pollution of water resources. But today, a new project for a treatment plant has been established. This will give thousands of thirsty people a chance to access clean water. Majd Al-Wahidi, Kuwait TV, Gaza.
As the fighting against the so-called Islamic State group in Iraq and Syria continues, US President Barack Obama was expected to send Congress an authorization for the use of military force to fight the IS group. Sources said the resolution could include possible limitations for ground troops, a time frame and the geographical footprint in which the US operates. Earlier, the president insisted that he had the legal authority to deploy 2,763 US troops in Iraq to train and assist Iraqi security forces and conduct ongoing airstrikes against targets in Iraq and Syria. A congressional official said the president will ask for a 3-year authorization, so the next president will have to seek renewed authority to fight the IS militants. According to the congressional schedule, Democrats and Republicans may not see the authorization until April. Russian President Vladimir Putin continued his 2-day visit to Cairo for talks with his Egyptian counterpart Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Both leaders were seeking to boost bilateral ties with Putin, emphasizing Egypt's status as Russia's trusted partner. The Kremlin said ahead of the visit, which is Putin's first in a decade, that the leaders will pay special attention to ramping up trade and economic ties between the two countries. Putin and al-Sisi are also expected to discuss Iraq, Syria, Libya and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And in local financial news, the 3 main indices of the Kuwait Stock Exchange ended today's trading session with mixed board, as the price index lost 13 points, reaching 6,735 points. The KSX 15, however, gained 4 points and settled at the level of 1,094 points. The share of Arkan Al Kuwait Real Estate Company was the top gainer of the day, while that of the Zima Holding Company suffered the biggest loss. Tasman Diabetes Institute, in collaboration with the University of Dundee, celebrated the graduation ceremony of postgraduate students of the diabetes program in Kuwait. The program enables healthcare professionals to provide more effective care for their patients, as well as gaining specialized knowledge of diabetes, along with educational and management training. More on in this report by Hiba Abdurrahman.
The University of Dundee and Tasman Diabetes Institute, or DDI, celebrated 3 years of delivering postgraduate diabetes education in Kuwait. Diabetes is a significant problem in Kuwait, where it has been estimated that up to 1 in 4 of the adult population suffers from the disease. Since 2011, the University of Dundee, a world leader in clinical diabetes care and diabetes research, in partnership with the Tasman Diabetes Institute, have created and delivered a postgraduate master's program in diabetes care, education and management. This program is available to a wide range of Kuwait-based healthcare professionals who study part-time while in work.
Well, it's a wonderful occasion. Very happy for all those graduates who've now got their masters or their postgraduate diplomas. But I think it's more than just the success for the individual students, which is great, but it also represents the best of cooperation, I think, between Kuwait and the United Kingdom and Scotland in particular. And the University of Dundee and the Tasman Diabetes Institute can be very proud of the cooperation they've had over recent years, and that they have now produced qualified master's certificate, postgraduate certificate holders who can go out and continue to work in improving clinical care for diabetes sufferers.
Today was the first time that we started the graduation ceremony to give master degree, and that by itself is something that has been, we haven't been able to do it before, but we had number of them of the graduation, they took the degree. And it is important for Kuwait that to have more and more people knowing diabetes and its complications, especially the doctors who are treating us. And with this, it is possible to make some changes on how we deal with the diabetes in the country. Because the people have to know how to do it. The doctors should know more of how to deal with the patients and how to do with the doctors.
Very special day for Kuwait and Scotland. We've celebrated a great partnership over the past 4 years, where we've offered a certificate and degree courses in diabetes education and management. And today we're celebrating success because 44 students graduated.
The graduation ceremony marks the successful achievements of over 50 postgraduate students, including the first master's level graduates. For them all, graduation at the Tasman Diabetes Institute is the pinnacle of 3 years of hard work and dedication, and the celebration brings together dignitaries from across Kuwait and Scotland to celebrate their considerable achievements. Today's graduation ceremony marks the successful achievements of over 50 postgraduate students, including the first master's level graduates, after 3 years of hard work and dedication. From the State of Kuwait, I'm Heba Abdurrahman, reporting for English News.
For chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. And to recap tonight's news, here are the headlines once again. His Royal Highness Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, and his accompanying delegation conclude a 2-day official visit to the country. The National Assembly mourns the death of the member of the Foundation Council Abbas Habib al-Nawar as it holds its regular session. Kuwait and Sudan sign a number of cooperation agreements and memoranda of understanding at the end of the ministerial Kuwaiti-Sudanese Joint Committee. And the White House asked the US Congress for new authority to use force against the so-called Islamic State militants in Iraq and Syria. Thank you for joining us. Have a good evening.